I can't see Spence, but
You can see.
yeah, Spence, how did you get into acting?
Yo, how did I get into acting? So I feel like acting's always been a part of my life, or at least subconsciously has been a part of my life. Just because my mom, she grew up in the theater and she has a background in acting. So when I was younger, she would take me to plays and she would like take me to movies and things of that nature. And at the time, I feel like I didn't really know that it was something I'd be interested in just because I was more so into like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh and things of that nature at the time. But as I got older, you know how I am, Faye. So like in school, I was kind of like the class clown type of kid. You know what I
Mm,
mean? I got in trouble a bunch, and I realized that wasn't serving me in the school setting anymore. To have this really broad personality, and to let it come out in certain times in the classroom. So I would say that acting served as like my outlet to express myself in a way
yeah.
that I guess the schooling or football or anything else didn't really like allow me to do it in that way, which
Mm,
was really dope. Um, and I mean, just as I've been on this journey for the past like 4 years, like I started when I was a sophomore high school. So I would say like 4 to like 6 years, but like 4 years working. It's
mm,
sprung to like a true passion and something that I've definitely felt like has become a part of my life, and just like a love of mine, honestly. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
yeah.
Are there any like plays or films that you remember seeing that you were like, ah, oh, this is what I want to do, or I want to be doing that?
Um, there was no plays in particular where like that just I saw and it hit me in a way, and I'm just like, okay, this is something I definitely want to do. But I mean, I went to see. This gonna sound so childish, but I went to see like Spider-Man on Ice with a really good friend of mine when I was back in Louis. And I mean, that was kind
On
of
I was about to say, when you said Spider-Man, I was like, that's not childish. And then when you said on ice, I was like,
that
okay,
was
we're
the
going
thing.
there.
So what it was kind of cool to see them kind of being what is it on the zips or on the little things that they hang on to kind of fly across the stage. And I mean that was cool. And a lot of the plays my mom did, I don't really remember the names of them, but my mom was really good. I'm not gonna lie, like she was really good. After
Mm,
the shows, people would come up to her and like give her praise and give her their love and things of that nature. But no,
I
nothing
can
really, like
imagine.
stands out. In all honesty, nothing stands out.
Mm. Um, what was it like working on set? Like, what were your like best moments, worst moments?
Best moments, worst moments.
Yeah.
Um,
Can you remember stuff that made you laugh? Yeah. Best, worst, what made you laugh?
Best, worst, what made me laugh? Okay, so best moments on set. Um,
Apart from working with me,
apart from
obviously.
working with you, okay, apart from working with you, love. All right, apart from working with you, I would say best moments. Russian Villa moments were pretty cool. Like I don't know if I can get an okay episode. Okay, anything Russian Villa. I'm gonna keep this general, right? So anything
Yeah.
Russian Villa was really fun, just because it was just a bunch of kids pretty much. I mean, we had already cultivated the relationship like off a set and built these friendships, and this family type of feel to it.
Mm,
Where we got to this Russian Villa, it really just felt like we were kids just at like a party or like at a function or something to just like truly be ourselves, which was like dope. I would say along the journey of the entire experience on set, like that's what was dope, was the fact that we
mm.
got to just be ourselves and bring ourselves to the characters. So best moments at Russian Villa for sure, like anything Russian Villa, just because it was just pretty much fun. Not it didn't feel like filming at all. Worst moments. I don't know if I have worst moments, but I would say this doesn't even really seem like a worst moment, but the day where we were gonna film, and it was that one scene, like this one scene persisted for days, Faith, like because of the lighting. Like that was really strange that we couldn't
Which one? The breakfast scene.
the breakfast scene.
For God's sake, the
Breakfast
breakfast scene.
Like, I do know what I was talking about, but like that one was just strange because you know it took a couple of days to film and it wasn't even anything like too
It
technical.
was, yeah.
It was just the
But it
perfect.
was like, it was just like, the thing is though, I found it fun and funny as well as it being annoying, like, because it was just, yeah, the schedule was kind of all over the place and it just didn't make sense. Like we would be scheduled to do the breakfast scene at 4 in the afternoon,
Right?
and then they would take ages setting up and then the light we'd start losing light and then they'd be like, oh, we can't shoot this scene. And then we'd see the next day they scheduled it for 4 p.m. again. And the same thing would happen and we'd be like, yeah, they would be like, oh, the sun set like this yesterday at this time. And we'd be like, that's how time works.
That's really how time works.
That's how time works. But yeah, it was still, I remember just feeding you those pancakes.
Oh my gosh. Like, but those are the firest pancakes I ever had. I'm not gonna even
and JK was just on the bacon the whole time. But yeah. And yeah, what made you laugh?
What made me laugh? Oh my gosh, what did make me laugh? Funniest moment probably when Jack improvised a scene at the Russian villa where he had this sort of like food fight situation that wasn't scripted at all, but it was just funny to see Francesca's like reaction to getting like spaghetti thrown on her.
So that was real?
It was real, 100%. Like,
did you film episode 4 before 7 or did you do them all kind of mixed up?
No, it was mixed up. It was we did 4 before 7. Yeah.
You did do 4 before 7?
Before 7, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna say, who do you imagine owns the Russian villa?
Who do I imagine? I like to think that it's
I heard on a podcast somebody said Tilda Swinton.
Tilda Swinton owns it?
Yeah.
I mean, I can actually see it. It's like it is a secluded spot. I feel like it'd be a place to like go over characters and kind of like remove for you know just get ready for anything. So
yeah,
it's a good one. I don't think it'd be like a drug dealer or anything. Like,
yeah, they would care and they would notice.
They would notice us.
Yeah, it's someone who just like doesn't care. What was it like working with Luca?
Working with Luca, Faith, that was a dream come true, in all honesty. Like I say, Luca's reputation definitely precedes him. But the thing about working with him, it was like just a trusting, collaborative relationship. Like I really appreciated the fact that he allowed us to bring so much or to have so much input in the characters and the way we said things and the way we did things. Or I don't feel like Danny would be, standing this way or sitting in this way because of what just happened, and he'd be like very open to hearing what we have to say about the characters. And then I also like the fact that his vision is so like spot on. Like it's his vision alone. If it's not like how he expected it to be or how it's gonna like how he envisioned it, then he's going to move stuff around and shift things to make sure that it aligns in his, you know what I mean? Which is dope because I mean, as a storyteller, I feel like you need that leader who's fearless and very, very assured of himself to know like what he wants, you know what I mean? So it was dope, and I enjoyed it personally. I enjoyed like the fact that if you did something amazing, he praised you, and if you needed a little extra push, he gave you the extra push that you needed. So yeah, it was dope. It was dope working with Luca. Like I have no complaints. I'd love to work with him again, honestly, for the rest of my life.
That's so true. You were never like standing around wondering what the director thought. He's not one of those ones. Yeah. Which is, yeah. He has a lot of integrity as well. Like I think one of the reasons why the breakfast scene was cancelled so many times is because JK had that line about, I think it was originally like cardamom or something, and then I was like, that doesn't make any sense, like make it a more Nigerian ingredient. He was like, so I said hibiscus, and then like everyone just lost their jobs, and like we had to wait 4 months to get this very specific dried hibiscus. Like, yeah, he was very much like that.
They got the hibiscus from the source. That's why it took so long.
Yeah, because it's like, if we're gonna do this, we're gonna do it right. Yeah. How was this creative process different from other TV projects that you've worked on?
The way it was different, I would say, you know, generally in the past when I worked on television sets, it's episode by episode. And I mean, of course, like you have some jump around, or like if if scenes, or you shoot out of order, but it's by scene. I mean, or it's by episode. That's what I meant to say. But this right here, this project, it was like, because everything was open, and it's like we didn't go episode by episode. It was like, okay, we have 8 episodes to film, but we're gonna be bouncing around from episode 1 day, and then we could probably be going to episode 7 another day, and then episode 6. It felt like a long, I guess, drawn out, like 8-part television like movie, you know what I mean? Or it's
Yeah.
like an 8-part movie as opposed to like a series, just in the way we shot. Which I thought was kind of challenging, just because I've never done it in that way, but it was one that was appreciated, just because it really forced you to understand the characters and really understand what was going on, like in the whole story, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's how it definitely differed in comparison to my past things that I've done. It's just, it felt like a long drawn out movie as opposed to an actual like series, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the way
It
that
kind of is. It's kind of in between the lines of that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like an an episodic indie movie.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
definitely has a vibe to it.
What did you want to bring to the character of Danny, and like how did you prepare for him? And yeah.
So Danny, I don't want to say that he's dark, or he's one of my darker characters that I've portrayed, but what I wanted to bring to him was definitely a certain groundedness, and also just a sense of anger. Okay, just anger, but I wanted people to understand that it was okay for you to be angry, or even question everything that you know to be true, because in the story, or along the course of the series, you see that Danny has trouble connecting with a lot of people, even people that he considers to be dear friends of his. But he confides in one person in particular, Craig, and that's kind of who he does. That's kind of who he deals with, and the person who really sees him and understands him and has the conversations with him on what he's dealing with. And I felt like it was just, or at least what Danny taught me, you know, on the journey. Like, it's okay to have those feelings, and it's okay to feel like you don't fit in, even amongst people that you're supposed to fit in with, per se. And you just have to trust the fact that what you're doing, and what you're discovering is the right thing, and is what you want to be doing. So how I prepared for Danny, it was a lot of just, I did do a little backstory on him, back to Chicago, when things went south. I also just wanted to kind of isolate myself in a way, because I'm kind of like outgoing, and I like to talk to people and get to know everybody. But for this character, I felt like it was important for me, imperative, to not isolate myself, but definitely have a little bit of space in between people, and connections that I generally make, to not put so much, I guess, effort, or put so much attention on it, you know. So playing this character, I definitely felt like there was a big focus on myself, and just and that's what I kind of like brought to the set, or brought to the character, like as a whole. You know what I mean?
Did you use music? Because I remember it being quite a stark difference from how you, Spence, are. And then like when you were in Danny mode, it was like you had your AirPods in,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
like almost
Music,
like an athlete, just like in your own headspace,
in
like
your own
yeah.
zone almost, right?
Which is so the opposite of what you're like normally. So I
Um,
just remember like in the car on the way to set, it would be like, okay, yeah, he's preparing.
yeah. I feel like that was, I graced like method a little bit, but I wouldn't say I fully went method, because I still felt like I was myself, you know,
Yeah.
shoot. But music, to answer your question, was definitely a big way to kind of ground myself and to uh, put myself in Danny's shoes.
Mm,
One song I like to listen to in particular, just because the vibe that it gave me, was a song by Charlotte Day Wilson, and that's pretty much the song like I had on repeat like all the time. It's called
mhm.
"Work" by Charlotte Day Wilson,
I
and
know that one. Yeah.
it's a beautiful
It's a
song,
beautiful song.
and you don't think that would be the character that would like get me into that headspace, but
Mm,
or not the character, but the song to get me into that headspace, but it was in its own like, you know, little unique way.
mm,
So yeah, music definitely informed me a little bit on the character, and the way I
yeah.
settled to it, dropped down to it.
What sort of tricks of the trade did you learn on this set and you want to take with you for the rest of your career?
I would say tricks of the trade. um, just kind of living in the moment. Um,
Mm,
Not so much having like expectations on how things are gonna go, because um, of course, you know, in a script, and of course over like all projects, all productions, like there, you imagine something going a certain way, or a scene going a certain way. But I think, to in order to create the real like beauty in the work, and to find the like things that people don't really see, to make these new discoveries, you have to kind of be open, and able to kind of adapt, and change in a way, and not going with any expectations, because then you're not able to find like beautiful moments like the one I said, when Jack did this little
mm,
fight scene. You're not able to find beautiful moments when um I had a scene when it was just me in a field, and that wasn't even a part of the script, but it was like, yo, I think like what's going on right now, like Danny, there is some room for Danny to like have some time to be introspective, and to go
mhm,
elsewhere, and really get his thoughts together, especially with the guy that you know he spent a majority of his time with, who he's not there anymore to talk to confide in. So yeah, I would just say, just being, you know, open and honest, and just being able to leave everything at the door, and not have expectations. That's something that I'll definitely
yeah.
bring, or take with me over the course of my career, for sure. Like, yeah, yeah,
It was pretty impossible to have expectations. I mean, like
yeah, impossible.
nothing was how you imagined it was going to be. First of all, it was a bug's life. Remember, there was just like millions of bugs
Yeah,
because they had to build the set, so they had all of the like
those flying bugs.
yeah, the giant stink bugs.
They call them juju bugs, or like, what do they
I
call them?
can't remember those giant green ones because they had all of the fertilizer down for all the grass so that it could grow in 3 months. and, then, and it was summer in Italy, so it was just like bugs everywhere. Do you remember the scene when we were in like a windstorm and I almost blew away?
Yeah. When you come back
With the
the
wind machine
yes.
and the coat, and I was like trying to like, see, and leaves were just like blowing in my face. And didn't you have to do like sandstorms? It was like a June or something. Weren't you on like the beach and you had to stop
There was,
filming because
yeah, there was that wasn't even synthetic wind that they brought in. That was the
that was
real
just real?
like, but they said, no, this sand it's too much. Like,
Yeah,
we have to run like this
yeah.
on the beach, because
Everyone trying to talk to each other like this.
And then we were like screaming over the actual.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember I was like screaming at you, and then Luca was like, "Can you do it so that you look normal?" And then but I couldn't hear what you were saying, and I was just waiting until your lips stopped moving to say what my
Now I can say something.
yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think what tricks of the trade. I think my main one is be really friendly with the costume department so you don't end up looking like Bobo the Clown. Because I'm not sure, I'm still trying to work out who I upset, let's be honest.
You didn't
Let's be
upset
honest.
Faith was drippy. Faith had a bunch of amazing wardrobe options.
To be fair, it's because I was jealous because all the kids had such good clothes.
Yo, Jack and Jordan, they had some fits. I'm not gonna lie. Danny's fit
But
was
Ben looked really cool.
Yeah.
You had cool t-shirts. You had that Malcolm X one.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Where was my drip? Where was mine? I really needed to be friendlier to them because, yeah. So I'm gonna learn that for next time.
For next time, okay.
Yeah, okay, so right at the end of the trailer, it says mixed up full of life.
Yes.
What does that mean to you? What do you think that does that resonate with you at all?
No, it doesn't resonate with me. Can we just go to the next note? So mixed up full of life. I would say as we are, because in this show there's a big emphasis on the kids and self-discovery and really coming into your own. So the way I would I guess think about mixed up full of life is kind of like a smoothie. So in a smoothie you have like strawberries, bananas, honey, whatever you want to put in it, like milk. And it starts off as all these different components, these different elements that are all beautiful in making what you want, this thing that's going to be delicious, or so you mix it up, and you can't forget about like what you started with, all the different separate elements that made up that smoothie. And as a person or someone who's coming into their own or maturing or just figuring everything out, you everything that you have going on inside of you, whether that be something that you're healing from the past, or like the happiness, the sadness, the anger, it's all working to make something beautiful. Like you don't have to fight it so hard. It's important to kind of take it for what it is, surrender, and understand that is a beautiful element that's making you who you are at the end of the day, and helping you become the person that you want to be ultimately. So yeah, I compare it to a smoothie, and you're working to be delicious and beautiful and be whole, but you have all these amazing things that are making you, that are feeding you. So that's kind of how it resonates for me, and that's like what it means to me.
I'm gonna think of that next time I have a smoothie.
Please do that. Every time you have a smoothie.
Yeah, mixed up full of life. Yeah, the series deals with a lot of different subject matters surrounding identity, really, and things like religion, sexuality. What resonated with you the most, do you think?
What resonated with me,
having watched it as well. Have you seen it yet?
I've seen it. Oh my gosh, I watched it week by week. Come on.
Yeah.
But I would say, because it does explore a lot of themes, I would say the biggest one for me is loss. And for me, I don't feel like I've lost somebody in life that's like kind of lit the fire underneath my butt. Like, okay, man, like life is short. Of course, I've seen people who've made their transition, and I've had that thought, like, man, like what am I doing, or have I been wasting time? But in the sense of the show, or in the realm of the show, it's like, at least for Danny, someone is taken from him, or someone is removed from his life that is essential to him, is essential to who he is becoming, someone that he truly confides in, and he's kind of lost. Like there's a space where he's lost and he doesn't know where to go, who to talk to. Um, so he turns within, and he kind of really becomes grounded in himself and everything that he's kind of like dealing with. He's on, how do I explain this? Reli- Religion wise, that's Danny's like struggle over the course of the series, is him trying to find his faith, and him knowing that him expressing his faith is truly okay. Um, so I mean, yeah, loss is the theme that resonates with me the most over the course of the series, just because it's important to surrender to the loss, and not dwell in the loss. You have to understand that life keeps going on, and you really need to be in tune with yourself, and ground yourself in your thoughts and what you're dealing with, so you can like really understand it once you're like dealing with loss. But also the race element of it is something that you kind of deal with a lot. And just the class system, and how you're seen as being, someone that looks like me and you. And um yeah, so I mean, there's a bunch of stuff that resonated with me for sure.
When you're talking about loss, it made me realize actually Danny's kind of grieving. You can grieve for somebody that you don't know as well. So his dad.
Yeah.
And what his biological dad, like that's a huge loss as well that he's having to deal with, and it's like double grief during the show.
Yeah. But except that loss right there, it's something that he never even had the chance to experience.
Yeah.
Like, which is so wild, because he has so many questions about him, and the person that's supposed to give him a lot of the answers, it's just it's not coming together in the way that he wants it to. But double grief, I would definitely say that.
Yeah, you can grieve for something you didn't have. What's next for you career-wise? Do you have a dream role or a creative challenge that you just really can't wait to get your hands on?
So what's next for me career?
It's really hard to say.
Tongue twister. What's next for me? I've been working on All American season 3. So I've been really, really excited about that, and kind of just loving that at the moment, even with all the COVID restrictions and the new protocol and things like that.
Do you have the throat test swab ones, or do you have the blood ones?
We have the nasal swabs.
But do you not have to have it in the back of your throat as well?
No.
We have to have those.
Oh my gosh, I don't think I could do that, honestly.
It's just gag like every day.
Wait, do they? What is it? Is it a swab that they?
Yes, a swab, your tonsils. But the weird thing is, when you have to do it yourself, it's really hard and you gag. But when somebody else does it, it's not so bad. But when you do the nose one yourself, it's fine. And when someone else does it, it's like, ah.
Because they always like to go all the way up. Which I never understand, man. I'm like, yo, if it was me giving you the test, like, very, very gentle, you know what I'm saying? Touch your brain. But yeah, so I mean, that's what I've been kind of busy with All American season 3. I was supposed to do this film that was supposed to start this week, actually, but due to COVID, it got pushed back to January. So now we're gonna start in January. So I'm looking forward to that. As far as dream role, I would say a dream role of mine, because at first it was always the football player, and now I'm kind of living in that, which is cool. But I love me a good romance story, a good love story. I'm a big fan of The Notebook, Loving Basketball, also Beyond the Lights, and I mean those are all amazing love stories, and that's the story I definitely want to tell, because I've always thought it was really interesting to see like two characters who start off as friends, and then they just grow and have like just mad love for each other. And I just thought that was always so cool. And that's one that I've always really wanted to tell. I'm also like, I don't want to say a simp, but I just
You
love those
soft.
types of movies. Yes, a little bit. I just love those type of stories, and that's one that I definitely wanna tell soon. So I don't know if that's so much of a challenge, but that's definitely a desire and a dream of mine to definitely portray that. So a love story, yeah.
I use my juju for you.
Use my please, please give me all the
It is
juju.
done. Shit. Yeah, that's all the questions.